but you're convinced that it was suicide. So I just wondered how you knew that for sure.
Well, he'd been out for dinner with his father that evening. He came home, back to the hotel. He'd had friends in for drinks. He was in good spirits. I know that then he was waiting for Michelle Bennett, who was his very first girlfriend for 7 years, actually, and the only girl that he ever said he would marry.
To you?
And
the only girl he said he'd marry to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And they'd spoken on the telephone. She was on her way around to visit him, and what happened in that time,
in a
and
deep state of depression.
He was
had been
very
on
depressed.
Prozac for at least 2 years.
Yes.
He had been to see a psychiatrist right here in London 3 weeks before he died.
Yeah.
And part of what the psychiatrist had to say was that he was desperate about what was going to happen to Tiger Lily. He wondered what on earth was going to happen when he did not want to live in London. He wanted to go back to Australia.
Now, hang on. Are you saying that he definitely said that to his psychiatrist? Because how do you know? Because psychiatrists have a duty of confidentiality, don't they?
They had to write everything down
For the inquest.
For the inquest, yes.
Right.
It's hard to read these things. Michael used to get so terribly upset about things in the newspaper that were not correct. They were not right. They made him look to be just a terrible person.
Can't quite get to the bottom of what it was you had against her. Why you had a negative view of her.
She's
much
a very
liked her in the
complex
beginning.
person.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she had a very fertile mind. She would make up a story, and then the next moment it would be in print. And then it was normally about me. I mean, when I met Paula, I liked her very, very much. I really did.
Yes.
And when she was pregnant, as soon as Tiger Lily was born, then we were totally closed out of her life.
So you felt that
for some reason.
You felt that she was keeping Michael from you?
Oh, she never accepted any telephone call, messages from any of the family, his father, his brother, his sister, his mother.
Why do you think that was? Do you think that was because of her drug problem? I mean, people can become very paranoid when they're on drugs.
Well, I think a lot of women do that, though. They sort of push the family away. They feel uncomfortable when a man is close to his family. I think a lot of women do.
Do you think she was frightened of being judged by
I
you?
do. I tell you what I felt sometimes, too, that Michael never wanted to marry her, and he told her that up front. I mean, she knew that he was never going to marry. It's not because it was Paula. Michael never wanted to marry. There are men who don't want to marry, you know. And, well, he obviously hadn't found that person yet, except for Michelle, but that was many, many years
But
beforehand.
are you saying that he planned to leave Paula? Are you saying that he was planning to extricate himself from that relationship?
Yes, he was.
Why? Because he found her such a complex person?
Because of the way she had changed and the way he had changed. He didn't like what he had become.
Are you talking about the drugs? Are you talking about her drug habits and his drug habits?
I'm talking about, yes, he changed
with
Paula.
His personality changed.
But also you're saying
his personality changed. He became terribly depressed, withdrawn.
The bottom line is that you believe that he would still be here. He wouldn't have killed himself were it not for Paula. That is what you, as a family, feel very strongly.
I feel that anyway. I don't know about you, Tina, but I do.
Don't you think that isn't that an easy thing to feel? I mean, everybody goes through terrible periods in their lives, and you know, you can't sort of blame everybody's troubles on another person, can you? Can you, Tina?
Well, all that I know is for the last 2.5 years of his life, he was a very unhappy person. It got worse and worse and worse. I mean, he had never been to a psychiatrist before. He had never been so unhappy. I mean, I asked him, why are you taking Prozac? Someone like you have a baby coming along. I mean, it should be a wonderful time in your life.
He adored it.
And he said, you just don't know what it's like. All the fighting that's going on over there, you just don't know.
He couldn't take it. And, you know, Paula used to say, she used to call me at home when she was down there for the christening, and where it was said, that I would not go to the christening. I was not invited to the christening. But she said, I'm going to kill myself and I'm going to take Tiger with me.
Oh dear.
Well, that's a pretty terrible thing, and I think that's what she said to him the moment before he
You think she threatened to kill herself and Tiger?
Oh, yes.
On the day that Michael killed himself, is what you're saying?
I think that's what she said to him.
You know,
that's quite a leap of...
He had said that so often to Michael, to... Look, his friends, it's well documented.
We will never know what happened in
But we don't know
those
what happened.
last minutes.
Well,
and maybe obviously had a last phone call.
Yes.